I tell everyone that I'm fat, and nobody believes me, so now there's proof. Proof of how fat I've gotten. It's disgusting. All right. I'm here to talk to you about charity. And I think that a lot of people think starting a charity is hard. You have to quit your job. You have to do all these things. I'm here to tell you that starting a charity is not hard. It doesn't take a lot of time to solve a problem if you choose a problem that is in small bits. So I'm here to talk to you about my experience doing that. I actually don't mean that you should stop giving to other people's charities. Please give generously. I don't know if we know this as Americans, but we're one of the only countries in the world where charitable donations are tax deductible. And that makes us a very generous country. It's why we have art in our museums. It's why we have so many nonprofits out there. And starting a 501c3 is really not that hard. So I'm going to tell you a story about my 501c3 charity, Trident Foundation. I'm going to start by answering a question you guys are all probably wondering. What ethnicity is that guy? I am one of the few ethnically ambiguous people in the United States. I can be almost anything to anybody. It is one of my superpowers. Most people think I'm Italian or Spanish or like a tall Ecuadorian or something like that. I'm half Chinese and half Jewish, American, Eastern European Jewish. So I come from a family of high expectations. That's sort of a background note that you need for this presentation. In 2007, my better half, Kristen, Gary, and I decided to start a charity to solve two huge problems. And first of all, I'm really happy to hear so many of these talks about people trying to solve big problems in the world. The two problems we wanted to solve were the public education system was failing the kids, generally speaking, in the nation. For New York specifically, the statistics are pretty dismal. 65% graduation rate from high school, 22% of those graduates are ready for college, which means basically, if you do the math, nobody is ready for college anymore. Colleges are now remedial. We have other problems with that part of higher education, like for-profit universities or colleges or whatever they want to call themselves, preying on inner-city poor kids, making them take out huge amounts of debt, etc. So a lot of problems were going on, and we were living in New York City, so we thought we could help solve that huge problem. And speaking of high expectations, and then swimming. I'm a swimmer. Kristen, my better half, is also a swimmer. And the statistics on swimming in the inner cities are also terrible. Minorities in general, 60% of minorities self-report that they don't know how to swim. And so the other half are probably lying. And minorities drown at 3 times the rate of white children. And those are just the children. So the issue with that is that New York City, LA, Miami, Detroit, there's tons of cities out there that are on lakes and beaches, and you can take public transportation to these things, and kids are drowning all the time. So we wanted to create something that would create a swimming culture in cities where people should be swimming. So that was our goal. And I'll tell you just quickly a little bit about Trident to talk you through this idea that you can start your own charity. Trident Foundation started in 2007, a swimmer scholar program in one school in GW Educational Campus in Manhattan. We did not quit our day jobs. Kristen's an art dealer. I love my job doing technology. And I just got out of business school. I had a lot of student debt, so I really couldn't quit my job and start a very low-paying, sort of nonprofit job. But we wanted to give back. So we started this charity, and the Swimmer Scholar Program delivers two portions. It's a swimming program and an academic sort of study skills program. So we teach all the kids in the schools that we have our after-school programs how to swim, and then be competitive swimmers. So it's not just a safety curriculum, it's a competitive swimming curriculum. The reason for that is sports discipline has been shown over and over in all the studies to deliver value in the classroom. But the bigger problem that we saw in the public school system is that the kids, as we just said, don't have the skills to succeed in college. So we wanted to deliver that part. So we do 3 hours after school, hour and a half in study hall, SAT prep, college applications. We work with them to choose the right schools that they get into based on their financial aid packages so that their debt loads aren't too high, et cetera, et cetera. And then we teach them how to swim, and we make them puke a lot of the time on the pool there. We also do learn to swim programs now, and this has been really rewarding. We'll see a little quick video at the end of this. All right, so, we also do enrichment. On Fridays, we take them on field trips so that there's a big ghettoization problem in inner cities where the kids never leave the neighborhoods where they grow up. And in cities like DC and New York and LA, that's a big problem. All right, so this is where the story goes from high expectations to totally mediocre success. All right, we started with one school, 20 kids, $40,000 budget. And then we, 11 years later, have actually 7 schools in LA and New York and a $200,000 budget. Now, a lot of normal people would say, hey, that's really pretty good. But Asian Jewish people would not say that's good. Look, our program should be national. Our program should be in every single city out there. But we didn't quit our day jobs. But I guess my message to you guys about this is, you can still solve problems if you help one person with the 501c3 that you do. I think it's valuable. And giving to other people's causes is important, but it's not as rewarding as solving a problem for yourself. And we did a bunch of fundraisers. So we were, if you do a fundraiser at a bar, you can raise $10,000 in one night very easily, especially from 40-something people at this point. And that $10,000 can do a lot of things. I know somebody who's putting together a camp for Usher syndrome, which I'd never heard of, but she's going to send 7 kids to camp for a week for $10,000. There's a lot you can do. You can build parks. And then we started doing much bigger fundraisers where we can raise $75,000, $80,000 in one event. Swimmers, see, I'm fat. Look at those guys. Except for that guy on top. I don't know. But this is in our LA fundraiser. This is our New York fundraiser. We do it at Columbia. We get all the space donated for free. And so in the end, we'll end with hopefully a video. This is a video of our Learn to Swim program. It's only 30 seconds. So these were some 200 kids that we gave free swimming lessons to in Upper Manhattan last summer. They all learned how to swim, and now 200 kids aren't afraid of the water anymore. And we do all this. We have a staff now, but we never quit our jobs. And I think hopefully, you guys can find something that you want to solve in your community, in Africa, all over the world, and you can do it at a very modest level. And you just have to be okay with totally mediocre results. Right?